If you're over 40, busy and tired, not going to the gym often isn't the problem. It's the belief that if you can't do the perfect workout, you might as well do nothing at all. So here's a different approach. What if you could improve your health and fitness in just 2 or 3 minutes a day? Not all at once, but spread throughout the day in tiny bursts. This is sometimes called exercise snacks, but think of it as tiny movements or tiny bursts of movements where you push hard enough to start breathing heavily. And today I'll break down the research behind it and how you can scale this for you. I hear the same thing from clients all the time. I know I should exercise, but I just don't have the time. Or I don't like going to the gym. And behind that, there's a belief that's quietly sabotaging people. If it's not a proper workout, it just doesn't count. And I used to think like this too. But your body doesn't know whether your heart rate goes up because you ran up the stairs or you went to the gym, or if you power walked to the car or you did squats in your living room. The body only knows that you pushed hard, regularly, and consistently. Some people call these exercise snacks, and this was a term made popular by Dr. Rhonda Patrick, and it has some great research backing this up. Think of exercise snacks as short bursts of effort that get your breathing up for 20 to 60 seconds. And you might do this 2 or 3 or more times a day. This is different from high intensity interval training where you do all the intervals at once and it's quite stressful on the body. This is more like tiny hits of intensity sprinkled throughout your day. And when I say a higher intensity, that's going to look different for everyone. So if you're just starting out, just walking on the spot could be one thing, or it could be going up and down the stairs. For someone with knee issues or leg problems, it might be doing push-ups against a wall or a counter. And if you're starting from zero, even moderately hard is going to be a win. And there are 2 big research studies to back this up. The first was a big clinical trial and meta-analysis, and when people added these brief bursts, their cardiorespiratory fitness improved, meaning their heart and lungs worked a lot better. And the other study is looking at people wearing wearable devices. The researchers looked at the people who said they didn't do much exercise, but found that they were naturally moving and accumulating movement throughout the day in short bursts. And they had a lower risk of all the major health outcomes. And the pattern was consistent. Brief intensity done consistently appears to matter. And for people over 40 who are busy, and that can be a big deal if you're not doing much. So here's the 2 minutes a day plan. Step 1, pick your burst. Here are some examples that work well. Briskly walking up the stairs, walking up a hill fast, marching in the one spot if you're at home, or doing squats or push-ups against a wall or on the floor. You don't need equipment, but if you've got some, that's a bonus. And you don't need to change your clothes, just work out in your everyday clothes. Just do something that elevates your breathing for that 30 to 60 seconds. And if you're just starting out, start with 20 to 30 seconds 2 or 3 times a day. That's around 60 seconds in total per day. And as you accumulate, you can do 60 seconds 2, 3 or more times a day. I often do 20 squats, 20 push-ups, or 10 chin-ups between clients. It takes about 30 seconds each, max. It adds up if I do it 6 or 7 or 8 times a day, but it's still only around 3 or 4 minutes of exercise total. And the goal is not to destroy yourself. One of the most practical times to do a short burst is straight after eating, because muscle contraction helps your body handle glucose. So this helps to lower your risk of things like diabetes. And if you tend to get sleepy after meals, it can give you that wake up. And you're not trying to burn up the meal, you're just trying to help the muscles soak up the glucose and flatten that glucose rise. Another good time to add in an exercise snack is to break up long periods of sitting. If you sit for long periods with work or at home, even if you exercise later in the day, getting up and doing a short burst of exercise is beneficial. Try and get up and move around for 20 to 30 seconds every 1 to 2 hours. Stand up, march in place, do some squats, something simple. Another good time, especially for people who say they don't have enough time, is when you're sitting down and watching TV. Most people find enough time to watch some type of show each day. So you can get up and walk in place while you're watching TV, do some squats, isometric exercises, something to get your body moving. And before you know it, you've just done 2 or 3 minutes a day of higher intensity exercise without even trying. One thing to watch out for, if you start getting chest pain, unexplained shortness of breath, feeling faint, you really want to get a medical checkup to get the green light to go ahead and rule out anything serious going on. And if you're starting from a baseline with no exercise, always start easy, and you'll find if you slowly build up, You won't get any injury risks or excess breathlessness. So here's the takeaway. If you don't have time to go to the gym, you don't need to. Try this for 14 days. Pick 1 or 2 movements and do them for 30 seconds 3 or 4 times a day. And once you find that easy, you can extend out the time to 30 or 60 seconds, or keep it at 30 seconds but add more times and frequency throughout the day. Leave a comment below if you've started doing this or if you've tried it, and it's still a great idea to go for a 30-minute walk or do 30 minutes of exercise a few times a week. But for some people, if they're not getting time to do that, exercise snacks is the perfect thing to do. Next, watch this video on how many steps a day is the ideal amount you should be doing.